of night and day in terms of the corporeal.
Okay.
Night as and this is why we studied the night of the bride. As we studied, night has to do with exile, with the consciousness of being in exile. Now, if you had a sense and then that you actually value your state as a marker towards what you need to work. So it suggests that actually the most of the weight of our participation, of our partnership, is from the lack, from the want, from the night. Okay? So now if he's speaking generally, that the Zohar is saying those who work from the consciousness of exile towards redemption, are actually doing the work. Those who work in Torah as though it's day, meaning they're already in the light, they're not working. Because they consider themselves understanding and receiving. So they don't lack anything. They don't need anything. They don't call for help. Because in their perception, they know. They do. Okay.
That's a wonderful. I love this. So, but does it also have something to do with being in the unknown, the dark, and being in? Yeah.
What is now? We can get deeper. It has to do with concealment, because the dark night of the soul, which it's a poem. It's a mystic poem of where actually this journey happens. It happens with a sense of something is concealed, and we are not only agreeing to this, but we know that this is the pathway. This is where we are able to cultivate a pathway to the light. So where there is sort of concealment, this is where we work, where God is concealed, and we're taking upon ourselves the concealment. You can see it in the opening of the Idra. Okay, everyone is being called for the revelation. So when they work personally, they do what they know in terms of prayers and protecting themselves, purifying themselves. But then it's not enough for the revelation. They need to come into the presence of Rashbi, and they need to put all their hands under his armpit, which it's concealment. Now, it's the same of the instruction that God is giving Moshe before revelation. Yeah, put your hands under your armpit. It suggests that if we don't take on ourselves the concealment, which is the dark part, and then we take it out in order to see actually what is truly needed. So this is working at night, working with the principle, which is called secret of concealment. Because without concealment, as we know, the world could not stand one blink of an eye, less than a second. Okay, so this is another level of the night. Okay, in the night there is a possibility that we ascend in terms, because in the night we sleep, and when we sleep is 1/60th of death, meaning there is a natural elevation, like Saturday, natural elevation of the spirit that is a bit, not completely free from the shackles and confinement of the body. So it can actually sort of acquire a different perception, because it has sort of a mini liberation. And then it will come back with that which we are not able to sort out in the day, but only in this semi-death, meaning ascension of something. And this is another level of the night. So it has in it a very particular surrender, working in the gap, in the need. It has to do with concealment, and it has to do with the principle of exile, because all creation is in exile in order to actually redeem itself back into the presence of light. So this is why it's so important. So we try to actually make the effort to study at night as well. Okay, so sometimes is easier even. Okay, from many respects and from many soul aspects, it's easier because there's less noise, brain noise. I'm not speaking about there is actual less noise because it's night, but there is less frequency, brain frequency, because people are asleep. And when they're asleep as well, their true need is more apparent. So we are able to connect to a true need of humanity. So we try to sort of set ourselves, at least now in the way we work, apart from a gathering which we work all nights, at least 2 nights a week to be occupied with that, okay, with that state. So this is a few levels of the meaning of night. And this is why he's saying that people, true workers, work through the principle of concealment, of exile, trying to bring it back into, to return into a state that we will be worthy of light, worthy of day.
In my understanding, though, we also have to accept the concealment and accept that we will not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Concealment. We need to as well accept concealment in a few levels of surrender. One, that it is the principle of creation, that actually it's not a punishment, it's help and care. And second, that in order to restore or to turn around concealment into revelation, we need to take upon ourselves the concealment, meaning we need to conceal the use of our will to receive to oneself. We conceal it with the screen, with the intention. So there is I would say, a righteous relation between discovering why the creator is in concealment, to see that it's up to us, and to be able to conceal the real nature of the will to receive to oneself till the end of Reformation. And the measurement of that we are able to conceal our will to receive to oneself is the measurement that God can reveal itself. So this is why we need group, because alone is it's weak, and actually it cannot be counted. Okay.